Hi, this is part 1 of this Resin Beach and Lagoon tutorial, and I'll start by mixing my art resin. So I'm mixing equal parts on the kitchen scales, and I'll stir it slowly for about 5 minutes. It's about 3 to 5 minutes, but I always find I need to stir it a little bit longer to make sure it's clear. And this is just some sand I mixed into the art resin. So I mixed the sand into the plastic cups and I've just poured it on. And this is the first layer of many, so I'm keeping my colours quite transparent, and you'll see that the little stingrays I painted in black acrylic paint are showing through very easily because it's very transparent, the colours. And I let that sit for about 10 minutes before I poured on this white. Now, I'm not too concerned about how this layer is looking because it's going to be covered up with, I think it's 4 layers of resin, if our memory serves. There's 2 parts to this tutorial. So just blowing it out with my heat gun, and I'll just sprinkle some sand on where it looks a bit like I didn't have enough. You can see it's a bit light. Yeah, there you go. There's all the sand. I've quickly sped up to that point. Now I'm actually going to start almost like carving in my lagoon shape. So I just keep piling on the sand because I want the sand to be 3-dimensional. I want it to be high so that when I pour the water in, it's going to sit within that shape. And that pink is a pink velvet from Rez Expressions that I'm just placing a little bit under my rose quartz crystals. And also these turquoise howlites from Rez I'm using. Now, the camera cut out when I was placing down my shells and the crystals, so I apologise for that. And I'll place down some little bits of bark, and that way it'll look like driftwood. And I'll just sprinkle on some more sand to build that up and to try and get some of that dry looking sand happening so it's not all going to sink down. But anyway, so I'll just tidy up extend some of that blue and turquoise watercolour down so it's just blending a bit. I know I said I'm pouring another layer, which I'm doing now. Now I let that first layer dry overnight before pouring that clear line, as well as sanding it so that it had some texture for this layer of resin to stick to. Because if you don't do that, it's possible that in the future your resin may start to peel off because it doesn't have a real, it can't attach to anything. It's a slick surface, so that's why you do that. And I also like to tilt my board to blend the colours in my ocean pieces. It creates that sort of flawless finish where you don't have any of the lines through it, and it just creates a natural flow of water. So I find that it's really creates a lovely energy. And I'll pop those bubbles now with the blowtorch. There's plenty of them because it's a big piece, and I always find the bigger the piece, the more bubbles. This is actually a custom artwork, and the client has requested the lagoon and beach. This is actually from her honeymoon, and the shells were given to me as well that she collected from this beach at Port Douglas. And that's why there's little stingrays in the water, because there's a lot of them up there, and she really wanted them in there, and I think they look really good. I usually paint dolphins, but I'm really excited to have the stingrays. So anyway, back to what I was doing. So now I'm just pouring that clear resin and just trying to get the right shape there to go into the lagoon. And this is actually a first for me, the first time painting a lagoon. So I'm kind of just taking it, being very careful and doing it a bit at a time because I know that resin's going to drop down. So I don't want to lower it too much. That's why I had it up pretty high. And this is all in that same layer. So this is still the second layer. And I'm just making sure I keep the edges clear resin. I want those edges where the white wave will be to be clear, so the colour is just in the middle of that lagoon. And obviously it's the same sort of deal I'm doing with the ocean above it. Now applying some more of the Angel White by Rez. There's still going to be 2 more layers above this, but I'm going to put it on anyway because that way some of it may show through. I hope that's my plan, for some of it to show through all the layers so you capture some depth. And I haven't poured on that white wave line yet because I'm still waiting for that white to thicken. It's at a good consistency for this section, just that whitewash around rocks. It doesn't need to be real thick and three-dimensional. That blowtorch will help activate the lacing. Now here's the Angel White by Rez. I'll mix it into my little cup of art resin, which I prepared earlier. I'm just showing you now because I couldn't fit the clip in earlier, but here's the white line. So I'll very slowly and carefully pour it along the very edge of where I poured that clear resin. And of course, putting some down into the lagoon. I'll see how that works out. But get my heat gun now on about a medium heat so I don't burn the resin, but you still want it hot enough because the heat does activate the lacing. I just slowly skim over the edge, especially there on that really thin line, trying not to hit the edge of it. Like you just skim across with your heat gun on an angle. It requires a little bit of practice, but you'll get it. And sometimes I like to pour that second line, what I've done there, and other times I don't. I feel like it's a bit too busy and not quite working, so I'll just scrape some of it off. There will be another layer going on top, so some of it will be revealed and some won't. But I may as well just try and get it right now and break it up so it looks a bit more natural. And I should mention that those rocks in the water, those gold brown coloured ones, they're actually ones I made by mixing gold metallic acrylic paint into some sand, or mixing some sand into the paint and just putting that on and letting it dry for about a week just to make sure it was completely dry before pouring that first layer of resin. Now I just repeat the same technique that I did on the ocean down here into the lagoon, pouring that line along that edge of the clear resin that I laid down earlier. And as the resin starts to settle, I can just go in and just tidy up some of those lines and smooth them out, make them look more curved. Because it's always changing, like resin's always moving, so you don't really know what you're going to get until it's really at that point where it's stopped moving. So I kind of check on it all the time and come back and just, with it very carefully, just fix things up a bit. I don't leave it too late though, because if the resin's curing too much, then you just risk damaging it. So it's got to be at that point where it's still workable, it's still pliable, but it's not that tacky stage. I don't know. I hope this is making sense. It's really hard to put a time frame on it because resin cures at different speeds, at different temperatures, and there's a lot of variables that go into that. So I'm sorry, all I can say is why it's still workable and it's not tacky. Like you can actually, it's still a liquid state basically, but it's thicker. And as you can see, because it's a large painting, by the time I've finished the lagoon, all that white's flown off, which I actually like the way it's flowing, but I'm going to put some more around it. And these iridescent clear quartz crystals, I really love to use them on my shoreline because they just look like they're wet and they're washed up, like gems or something, mermaid gems. And there is going to be a further 2 waves on top of this, so be sure to stick around for that. That'll come up in part 2 of this tutorial. So if you do have any questions in the meantime, please drop them in the comments and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in part 2.